Hey everybody, today we have another video for you and we're talking about Delight leadership team roles. We're going to spend the first half of this video covering why Delight leadership team roles are so important for you and your team. And then the second half will walk you through some of the leadership roles that you might want to have on your team. So let's go ahead and do this. Oftentimes, Delight leadership teams don't initially think to split into roles because they feel like everybody can kind of just do everything and that it'll all get done that way. But nothing will actually get done. So these Delight leadership team roles are really important. The first reason why is that it helps to just spread the workload so that everything in Delight isn't just upon the main leader or just one of the leaders. The second reason is because things will just happen more efficiently and you'll be able to do so many more things in your Delight chapter. You'll be able to have more community events and service projects, worship nights, and all that good stuff. The third thing that it helps with is that making sure that your team has really great team dynamics and that you don't step on one another's toes and get in arguments about who's doing what. It just helps everything go a lot smoother. And then finally, it makes sure that each of the leaders is in a role where they're able to kind of use their gifts and their talents that God has given them, and then they'll be able to do their role to the best of their abilities. And we want that to happen for each of our Delight leaders. So there are a few main roles that we suggest to have on your Delight leadership team, and we will explain those in just a second. But feel free to take some of these roles away or even add some new roles to your Delight leadership team because that might help your specific chapter. And also keep in mind that although one person might have a very specific role, these roles aren't meant to just do on your own. You should support each other and help each other out in these things. But really, ultimately, the roles are just to have one point person on each area of Delight. The first role and the key role that you want to have on your Delight leadership team is the team director or the main leader. This is the person who kind of does two things. First off, they're the ones who coordinate with us here at Delight HQ. We'll have calls with them and just make sure everything is going smoothly in your Delight chapter. And then secondly, they're the point person for your entire leadership team. So they're the one making sure that everybody's kind of doing their roles and making sure that the big picture is happening and getting done. The second role is the book coordinator, and this one's pretty self-explanatory. This is the person in charge of all of the book sales. And this is actually very, very important. They're going to want to be the person that's really organized, that can keep track of money, maybe is the accountant of the team. Yeah. And this person will be checking in with the Delight headquarters about the book sales once a month. And we'll also be sending the books to the book coordinator, and the book coordinator will be sending them back. The third role is the social media coordinator, and this is the person, you probably all have someone on your team who you can think of right away. They're the creative one, they love social media, maybe they have a blog or a super cool Instagram, and they'll just be the one making sure that you're constantly posting on your chapters accounts, posting about events, about chapters and stories and things like that. So this is the creative person. The next role is the worship leader. And this one, again, is pretty self-explanatory. Probably the person on your team that can sing or play guitar or is just really passionate about worship. This might be the person that's leading the worship nights once a month or once a semester, or maybe it's just the person that's planning the worship nights once a month or once a semester. The next role is the service leader, and this might be your person who has been on a lot of mission trips or is really well connected with the local nonprofit or organization, and they're the person who spearheads all of your service events, whether that be once a month, once a semester, like Ken said. They're the person who will plan them, make sure that you have enough volunteers, and oversee all service events. The next leader is the community events leader. So this is the person, maybe the person who loves to host events. Maybe they're really social and loves to talk to everybody in the room and make a ton of cookies. So this is the person who's going to plan all your community events. Maybe it's a dinner night at somebody's house or their house. Maybe it's a bonfire, anything fun or exciting. This is the community leader's job. And then the final role is the Delight Date Coordinator. This is the person that's making sure that Delight dates are happening every 2 weeks or however often your chapter does it. They're the one who organizes it, makes sure that the team is making Delight dates a priority, and that's really important as well. So those are our main 7 roles that we have for you. Keep in mind that oftentimes one leader might have 2 of these roles where the other one just has one main role. Every chapter looks different and you have a ton of freedom in that. But make sure you're splitting into these roles and living out what you are best at so that things can happen efficiently and that your team will just have a really awesome team dynamic and you'll be a true, real, awesome Delight team. We're so excited for you guys. You guys are going to kill it. We love our Delight team.